So it seems like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are taking over Star Wars. It seems like at least someone from their faction, at least someone with their ideals, with their philosophy on how Star Wars should be run is taking over Star Wars. It does seem like Kathleen Kennedy is on her way out. It does seem like her days at Lucasfilm are numbered. And I always said that the current events, I always said that all of the news that we're getting from these leakers, these scoopers, point towards Kathleen Kennedy leaving Lucasfilm, or at least leaving the position of power that she's in, and that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are taking over Star Wars. They're at least calling the shots for Star Wars, if not all of Lucasfilm, or like I said, at least someone from their faction, at least someone with their ideals and with their philosophy on the direction that Star Wars should go in. And I always talk about this news and these current events pointing towards that. I always talk about these leaks and these rumors, these scoops that people are getting, pointing towards Kathleen Kennedy leaving, pointing towards Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni taking over Lucasfilm. And I always see these comments telling me to show these reports, show this news, show these current events that I'm talking about. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I've been talking about. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly all of the evidence that I have that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are taking over Star Wars, or at least that Kathleen Kennedy is no longer running Star Wars, that Kathleen Kennedy is not calling the shots at Lucasfilm anymore. To me, it's extremely obvious, but I know a lot of people are very skeptical about this because of what happened in the past. We've heard that Kathleen Kennedy was leaving in the past. Last time her contract was expiring, people got their hearts broken whenever Kathleen Kennedy re-signed, but it is very different this time because not only has Kathleen Kennedy shown the Disney higher-ups how incompetent she is, how bad she is at running Star Wars, how unfit she is to run Lucasfilm. Maybe she's good at Indiana Jones, maybe she'll make a great Indiana Jones movie, I don't know, but she's not fit to run Star Wars, and that's obvious. She's shown that to the Disney higher-ups over and over again. But not only that, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have shown to the Disney higher-ups over and over again that they are fit, that they do know what the Star Wars fans want, that they do know how to make money in Star Wars, they know how to get the fans excited, they know how to please the fans. They've shown that over and over again with The Mandalorian, and Kathleen Kennedy has shown the complete opposite. So really just from that statement alone, really just from looking at what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have done, really just looking at what Kathleen Kennedy has done for Disney, Kathleen Kennedy has hurt Disney immensely, and Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have really saved Star Wars in a way financially, because The Mandalorian is a huge reason why Disney Plus is successful. I would argue that it's the main reason why Disney Plus is successful, because we look at these Marvel shows that are coming out recently, many people are underwhelmed with them, if not hate them. I don't even like Falcon and Winter Soldier at all. I kind of did like WandaVision, but I can see why a lot of people didn't like it, and even I was underwhelmed with the finale. A lot of people were underwhelmed with the finale, and a lot of people just straight up didn't like the show. But with The Mandalorian, it does seem pretty universally liked. I do hear some people complaining about the show. I do hear some people saying that they don't like the show, which is completely fine, but I think the show is pretty universally liked, especially for a Star Wars project, especially for a Star Wars show, because a lot of people do not agree on Star Wars content a lot of the time. It seems like every single piece of Star Wars content that comes out, you either love it or you hate it, and it's 50-50 on either side, except when it comes to Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni projects. You have the Bad Batch and you have the Clone Wars Season 7. They're pretty universally liked. I'm not going to say the Bad Batch is great yet because we don't really know. It's only 3 episodes in. But it seems like it's pretty universally liked so far. The Clone Wars Season 7, pretty universally liked. Yes, it had its dull moments. Yes, people complained about some moments in it, but I think it was pretty universally liked, as well as The Mandalorian. But let's get into this evidence that I have for you today. I do have quite a lot, and I can't even give you all of the evidence that I have, because that would take a very long time, and I don't want to make this video too long, so let's get right into this evidence. So here we have an article from space.com saying Star Wars The High Republic Into the Dark is only 99 cents for May the 4th. For only 99 cents, you can jump into part of Disney's Lucasfilm's new series set 200 years before Star Wars The Phantom Menace. The young adult ebook Star Wars The High Republic Into the Dark by Claudia Gray is selling for this low price in celebration of Star Wars holiday May the 4th at multiple retailers like Amazon and Apple Books. So obviously that's long gone. Obviously that deal isn't going on anymore, but the fact that this High Republic book Into the Dark was $17.99 and they bumped it down to 99 cents. This book isn't even an old book. If this was an old Legends book, a book that no one cared about anymore, if this book didn't come out recently, then I could totally understand them bumping the book down from $17.99 to 99 cents. But the fact that this book just came out a few months ago, if even that, I don't even know if it was a few months ago. It feels like it was very recent when this book came out. The fact that they bumped it down to 99 cents and this book isn't even old says a lot about what's going on at Lucasfilm, says a lot about Kathleen Kennedy not calling the shots, because we know that Kathleen Kennedy is heavily invested in the High Republic. They push the High Republic so hard. Kathleen Kennedy loves the High Republic. Kathleen Kennedy is heavily involved in the High Republic. That is her baby. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are doing their thing on one side. Kathleen Kennedy is doing the High Republic. So the fact that they bumped it down from $17.99 to 99 cents says a lot, not only about the sales for the High Republic books, because that means that the sales are pretty damn bad if they're bumping it down to 99 cents to try and get people to buy it, to try and make this book relevant. But it says a lot about Kathleen Kennedy, because I think even if her books weren't selling, she wouldn't be able to swallow her pride enough to make her book 99 cents, especially if it was $17.99 and they bumped it down to 99 cents. that's a huge bump down. That's a huge drop in price, and the book isn't even that old, like I said. And then we have this article from VentureBeat. Star Wars Republic Commando gets an HD port, and yes, in a vacuum, this doesn't seem like much. It just seems like a random money grab from Lucasfilm. But when you look at all this evidence put together, when you don't just look at each individual one, when you look at everything that's happening, everything that I'm going to show you in this video, and even more, then it just seems like something is changing. It seems like a power shift is going on. Because if you think back to the philosophy that Kathleen Kennedy has about Lucasfilm, she always wants to let the past die. She always wants to erase what had happened under George Lucas. She never wants to push that content that was made under George Lucas. She wants to let the past die. And the fact that they're bringing back all this old content, even more stuff that I'm going to show you later on in this video, they're bringing back all this old content. They're pushing the old content hard, and they're not really pushing the High Republic much anymore. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that later on in the video, but they're not really pushing the High Republic much anymore. They're pushing Legends books, they're pushing Legends content more than they're pushing the High Republic now. The High Republic is done. The High Republic is over. Kathleen Kennedy is gone, and this is all proof of it. All of this evidence stacked together is proof that Kathleen Kennedy is gone. I would admit that if Republic Commando just randomly got an HD port, I wouldn't think much of it, but when you stack all of this evidence together, it does signal that a power shift is going on at Lucasfilm. It does signal that things are changing. But let's move on to the next article that I have for you. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake developed by Aspire. The unannounced Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake will be developed by renowned port studio Aspire. Bloomberg reporter Jason Schreier revealed the detail while on a guest with the MinMax podcast. It follows earlier whispers of a KOTOR remake which have swirled for some time, which also suggested the project wasn't being handled internally by EA or original studio BioWare. So once again, this in a vacuum doesn't seem like much. Honestly, even if this was in a vacuum, then I would still think a little bit of it, because I just don't think Kathleen Kennedy would want this to happen. I don't think she wants to push any content that was developed under George Lucas. I don't think she wants to push any of this old content. She wants to let the past die. She wants to create her own Star Wars. She wants to create her own legacy. She wants Star Wars to have its own legacy under her. She doesn't want to live off the past, which is respectable. She wants to make new age Star Wars have its own legacy. She doesn't want to live off the legacy of George Lucas. She doesn't want to live off the legacy of the old Star Wars movies. That's respectable, 100%. But the thing is with Star Wars is nostalgia plays a big factor in it. We love nostalgia. Don't let the plot of these movies, these books, these games hurt because you want to push nostalgia so hard. Don't only put nostalgia in your video games. Don't only put nostalgia in your shows and your movies. Also give us a good story along with that nostalgia, but nostalgia plays a huge part in our enjoyment of Star Wars content. It is what it is. You have to live off the past to a certain extent. You can't solely rely on the past to create good content, but you have to give us some stuff from the past. You have to give us that taste of nostalgia in every piece of content that you make. And then, like I said, they're pushing the Legends content. They're pushing Legends books more than they're pushing the High Republic nowadays. Star Wars will re-release classic Legends books for its 50th anniversary. This article was from IGN. Several popular Star Wars Legends canon novels are being republished with new cover art as part of an essential Legends collection for its 50th anniversary. Heir to the Empire, Darth Bane Path of Destruction, and the Mace Windu Focus Shatterpoint will be the first books to be republished and made available for purchase on June 15th. Shatterpoint will also receive a brand new unabridged audio edition. So once again, if this was happening in a vacuum, I wouldn't think too much of it. But the fact that you stack all of this evidence together, it just doesn't seem like something Kathleen Kennedy would do. It doesn't seem like the current people that are in charge at Lucasfilm would do this type of thing. It seems like someone else with a different philosophy, someone who actually likes the stuff that happened under George Lucas, is running things right now, is making these decisions. Like I said, Star Wars is no longer pushing the High Republic anymore. Look at the Star Wars YouTube channel a few months ago. We see High Republic video after High Republic video. Every single video is about the High Republic, and slowly they phase it out. Slowly they realize that no one cares. Not only does no one care, but let's take a look at the like to dislike ratio on some of these videos. 3.2k likes to 34,000 dislikes. So yes, this was at the time that Gina Carano got fired, so it's not only about the High Republic being bad, it's not only about people not caring about the High Republic, but let's take a look at the Bad Batch trailer whenever that came out, because videos were still getting ratioed around this time. Then the Bad Batch trailer drops, 117k likes to 9.4k dislikes. So it does have something to do with the content. It's not only just because of Gina Carano being fired, it's also because of the content that's being created by Disney, the content that's being pushed in these YouTube videos. Star Wars starts to realize that. They take a break from social media. They took about a month off. They come back and they totally stop pushing the High Republic. It's Bad Batch after Bad Batch after Bad Batch. Dr. Aphra right here. One High Republic character video right here. Other than that, zero High Republic videos. Bad Batch, random video, Bad Batch. All Bad Batch stuff, not pushing the High Republic anymore. They're pushing the Legends content even more than they're pushing the High Republic. That's pretty sad. That's pretty telling. And then we have this article that I covered yesterday. But let me know what you guys think in the comments about this whole situation. Do you believe that this evidence points towards Kathleen Kennedy leaving? Or do you believe that Kathleen Kennedy just had a huge change of heart, a huge change in philosophy? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter or join the Discord, both of those links will be in the description as well. But thank you for watching the video, and hope to see you in the next one.